Hello, welcome to another episode of Johnsequitur. You guys ever see that movie Johnny Mnemonic with Keanu Reeves about the guy with the robot brains?
I could crash you from here, man. Wipe out your entire fucking board.
Johnny, don't. That's my livelihood.
Yeah, that's not me. Today we're going to talk about something called a euphemism. I just found out what this is. This is a learning thing for all of us. Euphemisms are ways that the government can say that they want things without actually saying that they want things. It's not as bad as a dog whistle, but it's still something that not everyone can recognize when they hear it. The thing about euphemisms is, they aren't around forever. They're only useful for a little bit of time. Our last president didn't even use them, probably because he didn't know what they were. But to be fair, neither did I. But, I'm not running for office. The first one that I want to go with is that illegal immigrants are coming to take our jobs. What's actually happening here is that immigrants are coming to the country because we started wars in their country, and a lot of the illegal immigrants that are here are only here because their visas ran out. Like a majority of them. Let's not also forget that they pay taxes. Go back and watch one of my older videos. Wait, you know what? Don't do that. That's a bad, just stay away from the old stuff. Like, just, They actually receive an individual taxpayer number that they use to pay the IRS, because as far as the IRS goes, they don't care who's giving them money. As long as they're getting it, they aren't coming to take jobs. They're coming because their countries are war-torn, wars that we started. However, it is very common for us and other countries that have done it in the past to look for a single group of people to put the blame on. So when you hear a politician say jobs are being taken, or the illegal aliens are coming, or a mass caravan is coming, they're full of shit. Is that a train? That is a train. Oh. My shirt's kind of small. I'm fat. Black slimming though, so. Trump just straight up said that they were rapists and murderers. Kind of missed the whole point of a euphemism. You're not supposed to actually say that shit. You're supposed to be like, oh, well, they might come here illegally. We can't have that. Borders are a thing that's important. Not really. The second one that I'm going to use is the word urban. Whenever you hear someone talking about urban places, you gotta keep in mind that a lot of white people moved to suburban areas when black families started moving into their areas. It's gentrification, a fun subject that I'm not gonna get into this episode. Maybe a different YouTuber who knows more about it, you can get a more reliable source than this guy. I mean, look at this. Actually, these are good. Don't let somebody tell you this is bad. This is a good, that one's bad though. ProLife. It claims that it's about, keeping babies alive and not killing babies. ProLife is anti-women. How do I know this? Because we don't punish the fathers for having the abortions. We punish the mothers. In fact, some of the legislation that people in Texas have tried to push through is for the death penalty to the mothers for having an abortion? The death penalty? Pro-life? Also, the Bible actually says, I do have one, babies are not alive until they've taken their first 3 breaths outside the womb. It's in there. I just didn't bother to look up where. Right there. There it is. Right there. And that brings us to the final euphemism, states' rights. And this one bothers me because I have conservative friends. When I ask them what it is about conservatism that they enjoy, they claim to say that they're in favor of states' rights. States' rights are only thrown around when a congressman or senator can't get the federal government to make it a federally mandated law. So they decide to say, we're in favor of states' rights. That'll allow us to not allow gays to get married or to have black people have voting rights. We get to choose because we're states. But here's a problem. What happens if you're the governor of Mississippi and you want states' rights because you want to be able to ban abortion in your state? You have a pretty good reason to believe that your state will ban abortion. The people there seem like the kind that will. So say states' rights. And they're like, okay, states' rights for abortion. Put the law on the table for people to vote for, and they vote against it. Shit. Well, that's not what you wanted. It might sound like what you wanted was your state to come to the decision on their own that abortions were legal, but what you she really wanted was to not allow abortions to be legal. It's a way that segregation was fought for by one of the presidential candidates in the 1960s. I can't remember which one it was. It was the one that fought against Lyndon Johnson. He didn't have anything to go on except that they were trying to end segregation. Fought against it by saying states have the right to make the decision whether or not they want to allow blacks to integrate more into society. That's what states' rights are. And this is all coded language. It's not, like I said, it's not dog whistling, but it is used to say things that you don't say out loud, which our last president did anyway, because he didn't understand euphemisms. But now you do. So when you hear it, be like, bing, I remember that video with the bald guy and the headphones that was also at one point showing his stomach talking about this. Actually, there's an entire series on the right-wing playbook. I'm going to list it in the description below. This is a much better and much more extensive video than this one. But Johnsequitur only reaches like a small audience. Yeah! Use that knowledge, baby!